Hey everybody, it's a long time since I've done one of these. Trying to get back in the game, trying to get my my spirits up. Find some time to make some time for me and the things I enjoy. These podcasts and things like this are very therapeutic for me. And what better of a time to talk about therapy than after what I just saw. So welcome to another Chippa in the third person. Yeah, Chippa in the third person. Here we go. I am driving home. Just got out of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Saw it with my buddy Jim, who you've heard me talk about at times on here, who's survived some pretty nasty health issues since 2020. And you know, him and I try to catch a movie from time to time, and this one definitely put me through the ringer. Now, you know, mileage may vary. I'll start and I'll try to be as spoiler free as possible. The movie did just come out today, but warning, if you want to know nothing at all about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, you know, stop watching now and come back after you've seen it. Having a hard time keeping it together. Those of you that know me, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies really strike a chord with me. I love the first one. The second one, up until right now, has been my favorite Marvel film. I know that that's not necessarily everybody's feeling, but I love how the Guardians stories in the particular films are so personal and don't have as much high stakes for everyone else in the universe necessarily, or at least how the storylines usually start off. It's more affecting one person or about one person in this group. But you know, if you want to know if it's good, to me, it's perfect. And again, that's not, you know, not perfect as in, you know, perfect filmmaking, perfect this. There's always something with pacing and this and that and script you get, but it's perfect in that it's what I needed it to be. I'm not okay. I broke down several times during it. Not as bad as the last 15-20 minutes of Guardians 2, but those of you that know me and know what I have gone through and what I'm still going through, me and my family, and me and my brother Bob, who you know, the last 15-20 minutes of movie 2 I can't watch. I cried all over my 3D glasses when we saw it in the theater, and I try to watch it at home, and I can't make it. I hear what happens, I see what happens, I have to pause to make it through it, because it just ruins me. And, well, you know, there's nothing as high stakes personal to me as losing a parent and dealing with the not so happy relationship or life with that parent. There's things in this movie that, you know, are poignant and hit hard without necessarily being poignant and hitting hard, if you know what I mean. It's the dialogue. These characters, we've gotten to know them. We've gotten to know them so well, and without, you know, an entire movie's worth of, you know, Batman's parents dying backstory to any of them. You know, we've gotten to know them like we're friends with them. And this movie, and again, I won't say how or who or what gets hurt or dies or lives or any of that. I don't want to spoil anything, but what it is able to do in terms of poignancy and meaning for these characters and for you and me, or at least me as a viewer, I feel like this movie made me relive loss and growing up and letting people go, and in a way that I can't believe the company that produced this movie was able to allow happen. These are themes that, you know, we expect Pixar to insert in, you know, as one big poignant thing at the end of a film or whatever. And this movie does it nearly scene by scene. There was a time in my life in 6th grade when the kids I had gone to school with, almost the same core group of 20 to 30 kids, for almost kindergarten all the way through 6th grade, everybody was moving, everyone was moving on, everyone was splitting up. I felt as an adult the kind of, I won't call it betrayal, the kind of like loss, even though no one's really going away. You know, it's that loss of things aren't going to be the same as they were before. And I'm, you know, call me a baby, call me whatever. I'm tearing up over it thinking about it again because this goddamn movie made me deal with that in a very mature way, even though, you know, still to the end of the day, Guardians is basically the stoner film version of Star Wars. You know, it's not taking itself completely serious. The characters are silly and weird, almost without explanation. But where it hits me, where it touches me, is I can't even explain what these people, in particularly James Gunn and his cast, but, you know, credit where credit's due for Marvel and Disney for either allowing creative control or staying out. These 3 films, you know, the joke is, you know, which is the best trilogy? You know, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. I'm going to say it, Guardians of the Galaxy, for the stakes not necessarily being the same. This is an all-timer. This is a trilogy I'm going to watch with my kids when I'm older. It's perfect all the way goddamn through. And the things that it made me feel, and without, and again, spoilers, because I'm not going to say who this exchange is between or by. There's a line of dialogue in this film. And again, someone just says to someone else, I bet we were fun. The amount of meaning in that one fucking sentence about, you know, space pirates in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is not something we all take fully seriously from time to time. This movie, this series, it affects me in a way that I can't get out of most other things. And again, you might say, well, that doesn't sound fun to put you through that. No, it's not fun. You know, is this a great film? Yes, it is. Is it a film that I'll rewatch over and over again? Yes, but I'm going to need to get myself ready, you know, to watch them again. This isn't fluff. This isn't something you put on in the background. These movies command your watching and going through everything with these characters. And again, it's about silly stuff. How they're able to get such poignant feelings out of such silly stuff. You know, and again, just to say, the entire impetus for what's going on in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and again, spoilers ahead if you don't want to know, but you can get this from the trailer, is one of the Guardians is hurt, and the rest of them need to go and do something to save the one of them that is hurt. That literally could be the story of a singular episode in a season of TV. But they find a way to make that breaking off point be the crossroads for the whole story of all of these people leading up to this point. Now, as far as the MCU is concerned, is this the best movie in all of the MCU? Quite possibly. It's definitely the best trilogy. But again, the stakes aren't the same as something like Endgame or something else. So mileage will vary with you, but the characters are so true. We'll start with actors. Chris Pratt. I, get a lot of crap for defending this guy. I don't know. He seems to be an oddity to me because I'm not a very religious person. I have issues with people who are overly religious and know that there's some not so great things involved in any church, particularly the churches that he has been known to be involved in. Leaving that aside, how quickly we turned on this guy and used that as an excuse. And again, when someone you like becomes popular and is in everything, I will say that even though I enjoy the big stupid messes that are the Jurassic World films, he's basically playing a, hey, look, it's me, it's Chris Pratt, I'm here doing a Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones kind of impression. But Star-Lord hasn't lost feeling like Star-Lord. When that character shows up on screen, it's not, oh, hey, look, here's Chris Pratt again, which is the way we feel about him in a lot of the other roles he shows up in. It's, no, that's fucking Peter Quill. That's Star Wars. Peter Quill has a different cadence to how he talks than any other role Chris Pratt plays. This is a character. This is a lived-in character that has existed before these movies, has existed between these movies, and so on and so forth. Drax, Dave Bautista, playing the big, lovable comic relief a lot of the time, has become this icon of the autistic and neurodivergent community and continues, along with the brilliance that is Mantis, down that path in this film. They all get such incredible screen time to remind you how important these characters have become to us, but also how important they are to each other. Gamora, incredible. Less I say about that, the better, because there's spoilers involved in there. Nebula grows and gets better with every film. Rocket, see the damn movie. Kraglin, always wonderful. Sean Gunn, always great to see him showing up and stuff. All of the extraneous characters, those of you that have seen the Christmas special, the dog is just wonderful. It's just effortlessly awesome, and it's big, it's stuffed, there's a lot of set pieces, there's a lot of incredible stuff going on, but it's almost secondary, and that's what's always made these movies great. And it's actually what made the very first Avengers great, is that this person, the creatives involved, know how to write characters. They know how to write teams. They understand that you have to enjoy these people being around. And the plot can almost be secondary. And that's really what it does. But the closure that it gives, and again, effortlessly, there's not a whole lot of, is it going to happen? Is it not? Is it this? Is it that? Is it... There's no big Disney, you know, MacGuffin that's going to save everyone. And then, like, it happens and you love it. Things kind of more go their natural course of where real relationships and real beings that lived through what these people have lived through go through and where they end up. And to me, this movie about space pirates and superheroes feels more real to me emotionally and relationship-wise than the majority of dramatic, you know, high-end Hollywood Oscar winners that I've seen, even though I love those movies to death too. So what I'm really trying to say is, be in a good state of mind when you see it. If you're as weak about the themes that Guardians has dabbled in, loss of parents, loss of friends, growing up, moving on, dealing with the demons of your past, you know, all these things, you're going to have a hard time with it. I had a very, very hard time, but it's an absolutely incredible piece of media, and it's gorgeous to look at. It's big, and it's filmed big, and you just have to see it. If anything, just to say, you know what? I was there. I was there when it was that this filmmaker who made low-budget horror films for fucking Trauma made the best trilogy of $1 billion franchise for Marvel and the Walt Disney Company, and still got to make it exactly on his terms. And if the DC stuff ends up going well, which for all intents and purposes, if this went as well as it did, even though that seems an impossible feat, we were there to see it, and I can't wait to see what comes next. Sorry for the particularly long Chippa in the third person, but it's great to be back chatting with you all, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.